Hello everyone, my name is Rebecca, and in this week's video we're going to be going through some of my old art. Recently I've been in the process of decluttering my art room. The biggest part of decluttering was the closet. It's still nothing amazing to look at, but trust me, it looks a lot better than it did. While cleaning, I uncovered my bin of old art, and it got me thinking that it might be fun to look through. Now I do have videos on my channel where I go through my old traditional art, but those videos are all pretty old at this point and have really bad audio quality. Plus there may still be some art in these that didn't appear in those old videos. So I'm going to grab 3 random folders, and let's both be surprised by what's inside them. Okay, so here's folder number 1. I'm kind of nervous to see what's inside, but let's open and see, and oh my word, this is really old art. So this is from like my first year of drawing. I had been drawing for maybe like 6 or so months at this point. And I remember being super proud of this drawing. I was so proud of it. I really liked her hair and her facial expression. She was supposed to be kind of angry. And so yeah, I really loved this one. Oh my word, this is supposed to be Kyrie. I may flip all of the art. What? Because I get the feeling a lot of the art is going to be this way. But yeah, this was supposed to be Kyrie from Kingdom Hearts. Little teenage me had just recently found Kingdom Hearts and thought all the characters were so cool. So I tried to draw Kyrie. It doesn't really look like her. Oh my word, this one's even older. So this art used to be fairly organized, but over the years it's gotten more and more unorganized. This was a super early drawing of mine, and it's super messy and got smudges everywhere because I was using charcoal pencils for the eyes. I really liked how dark the charcoal got, but it does smudge a ton. And it's really gotten smudgy over the years. Okay, she's kind of cute. As you can see, I went from more of like a roundish look to more of a pointy look. And this was me kind of trying to be like more anime at the time. I remember I kind of liked this one. I really liked how I drew the bow. I always really liked how I drew bows back then. Oh my. I'm not totally sure what emotion she's supposed to be experiencing. Like her eyes look dead inside, but then her mouth looks kind of surprised, and then she has like nervous sweat over here. I don't know what's going on. Oh my word. I remember this was like the second drawing I drew in this more sharp style, if I remember right. So the head was really wide, kind of like my more circular style, but it still kind of has that more boxy shape. Oh my. Oh, I remember this one. I was trying to copy a picture from a How to Draw Manga book. I actually still have the book. Maybe I'll throw in a clip of it or something, or see if I can find the picture I was trying to copy. At least I think I was trying to copy a picture. I don't know. I'll look through the book and see if I can find something similar to this. Oh, this is for sure from that How to Draw book. I can definitely find this one. I think this was supposed to be a homeless girl. And as you can see, I didn't really know how to draw like facial expressions. She was supposed to look sad and she's like crying, but she looks really like emotionless because I didn't understand that a lot of the emotion was from the eyebrows at the time. Oh my word. He looks like a horse. I'm just gonna keep moving. So for these, I remembered I was kind of inspired by like the Harvest Moon art style, where they're more like chibi-like. So I was trying to draw more chibi-like characters. I remember quite liking this one at the time, but I was sad that there didn't look like there was enough room for her lower body. It looks like it just kind of disappeared. Oh, okay, so here we have some improvement with the facial expressions. She actually looks sad, so that's really good. I feel like I had been drawing for a little bit longer at this point. I feel like I was like 15, maybe closer to 16, but I don't totally remember. For this one, I'm assuming I was trying to practice like drawing a character. I was probably trying to draw her 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I was probably trying to draw her like 6 heads tall, but that probably felt really weird for me at the time because I drew my characters with really big heads. And so as you can see, I only made it to about the 5 head mark or so. And once again, the lower body is not very proportionate to the upper body. I would often draw the upper bodies kind of bigger because I felt a little bit more confident in that area. But then the lower bodies would end up kind of small because I didn't really know what I was doing. Okay, also, I don't know if I'm gonna make it through the other folders. We might only make it through the one, but we will see. I feel like I drew this just because I wanted to draw a really big eye. Oh my word, I was trying to draw a boy. I remember I really didn't like drawing boys. I always found them to be so hard to draw. And so we got this. He looks like a little gremlin. I gave my characters really interesting hairstyles. I was definitely wanting to give them the really voluminous hair. Oh, I remember I was trying something different for this one. I was actually inspired by an artist on Disney Create at the time. I don't remember which artist I was trying to like copy the style of, but I do remember being inspired by an artist and like their more boxy eye style. And I really wanted to give it a try. I feel like this one was also from a How to Draw book, but I don't totally remember like which one. That, or I may have just been trying to draw a character that was older looking, and her eyes are so derpy. They're both looking like opposite directions. This was totally inspired by the one character, oh, what's her name? Is it Teto? I don't remember her name, and I apologize if I just said it really wrong. I'll find a picture of her and put it in here. But yeah, her hair was really inspired by her hairstyle. I always really loved the ringlets, but they were always super complicated for me to draw. So we are back to the era where I didn't give my characters eyebrows. For the longest time, I didn't draw my characters with eyebrows. And I don't really know why. I would always just forget to include them. But eventually I did start giving them eyebrows. Oh, this was another one from a How to Draw book. It was showing how to draw a face in profile. And so I was trying to follow the tutorial. The How to Draw books were like nothing like super amazing, but they definitely helped younger me a lot. Especially since at the time I like didn't go on YouTube and look up tutorials and stuff like that yet. Is all the art going the other way now? I keep having to flip it. So we have a girl that looks really bored, and I didn't give her eyebrows, but I did give her eyelids, so that's something. Also, I really love to add scribbles all around the edges. It's like I didn't know what to do with the rest of the paper, so I just filled it in with scribbles. We have another boy. I remember I actually really liked this one. Although I do remember I was really sad I couldn't get this line to erase because I was using my pencils with the really soft graphite. So I was sad about that. Oh, this was actually a redrawing of my first ever drawing. So like I had been drawing for a little while and I wanted to see how my style had changed. And so I redrew my first ever picture. I'll see if I can find it somewhere. And I'll insert a picture of it here. And it is interesting to see the differences in such a short amount of time. I feel like these were only like several months apart. This is me once again kind of trying to mimic the tutorial from a How to Draw book, but I was kind of trying to do it more on my own this time. And I remember being very disappointed with this one. And you can definitely tell I didn't really know what I was doing. Profile view is always a really tricky one. Oh, I feel like this was inspired by the Vocaloid Kaito. Is that his name? I feel like I wanted to draw like a cool guy character, but we ended up with this, and I did not like this one very much. Whoa, this is a super old one. This was like my second picture. So as you can see, everything is like super round, like the head is really round and the eyes. But eventually I went over to this slightly more boxy kind of shape. And I actually really loved this one. I really liked her outfit and the white and the blue. I actually feel like this outfit would be kind of fun to redraw. Also, I had a really hard time drawing ears, so I would try to avoid drawing them at all cost. And so you would get long hair pieces like this to cover the ears, but you would totally still be able to see the ears. Okay, so for this one, there's this little fairy up here, and I remember I redid her face so many times. And I couldn't figure out how to draw a tinier face. And so I kept trying to draw a bunch of details and it just wasn't working. And I ended up erasing so much that the paper ended up being that like weird texture where you can't really draw on it anymore. And her face has always just looked super weird. So yeah, I do find it funny to see how much I drew fairies. Because I do know I've always really liked fairies and like I'm currently working on a fairy story, but I kind of forgot how much I like drew fairies when I was younger. I do not know what's going on. I don't understand. Ooh, don't mind me, just a pregnant lady trying to change how she's sitting. This was another practice from a How to Draw book. It was a tutorial on drawing faces in different perspectives. And I still don't like drawing this view. So good job, younger me, for giving it a shot. Because, yeah, I still don't like drawing this facial position. Oh, wow. I don't remember when I drew this one. I feel like I was maybe around 16 or 17, but I may have been 15. I feel like I was following one of Sophie-chan's tutorials, or I had just recently followed one of Sophie-chan's tutorials. So her style had a big play into this one. I do have to say, I was improving a lot with my color pencil work. Like, the hair actually looks pretty nice in this one. Oh my word, I feel like I could be wrong, but I feel like this was supposed to be Ikto from Shuguchara. Possibly. That or a character heavily inspired by him. I was kind of obsessed with Shuguchara when I was really younger. I don't really feel like I'd recommend the show now. It was kind of a weird show, but like younger me didn't really like pick up on the weirdness. But yeah, it was like one of the first magical girl animes I ever watched. Okay, so here we're jumping ahead a lot. This was a drawing from like Inktober, and I drew Moana and Hey Hey. I don't remember how old I was, but I know I had started YouTube and all of that by this point. Oh my word, this must have been from an old tutorial. So if you don't know, I used to post a lot of drawing tutorials on my channel. I used to be Learn to Draw Manga, but I eventually switched over to Love to Draw Manga because I kind of felt like I wanted to start doing things other than tutorials. And I don't know, I feel like I've gotten less confident in doing tutorials over the years. I feel like younger me was like kind of more okay with doing it. But then it was kind of like the more I learned, I felt like the less I actually knew. So yeah. I think this was how to draw like a little kid. And this must have been like a second attempt or something. So much paper. Why is there so much paper? Oh, so this is a piece from like a handful of years ago. I remember it was for back when I did Patreon exclusive videos. And this was all done with color pencil. I feel like this one would be a really fun one to redraw. But using colored pencils does kind of kill my hands. Oh my word, this makes me so nostalgic. So this was line art that Drawing with Waffles had released. And I think she was doing like the 1 marker challenge or something. Because I also did this only with 1 color. I loved and still love Drawing with Waffles videos. She doesn't really post anymore, but I really miss her. I'd watch her videos every week. And then when my sister got more into art, she would also watch the videos with me. And we always had so much fun watching her. Oh, so this is from an old YouTube video where I colored my viewers' line art. Oh, I wonder if I should do that again. If that's something you'd all like to see me do, let me know. But yeah, basically my viewers would send me line art and then I would color it in. For all of these, I was trying to use only 1 marker color. So it was kind of like a bunch of 1 marker challenges. I always really liked how these two turned out. And we're back to really old art. So this was like an unfinished picture. I went through this phase of drawing my characters' heads really long. And I feel like that's when I was about 16 and a half or almost 17. Because yeah, randomly my characters' heads just got super long. I remember I didn't really like how this one was going, so I kind of just gave up on it. So there wasn't much else in this folder, just kind of a bunch of random pages and some random like printouts from YouTube videos. I don't remember what this one was for. This one may have been for like some kind of hair tutorial, but I honestly don't remember. Okay, so we might try to go through another folder. Let's see, which folder looks more empty? Let's go with this one. This one's not as full. So let's see what's in this folder. Oh my word, this is also super old. This was a redrawing from a Mark Crilley tutorial. I loved Mark Crilley's tutorials. They were super helpful to me. Oh my word, is that my first ever picture? Oh, it is, we found it. Okay, that'll make things easier for future me. I thought I was gonna have to dig through all my art to find it. Oh my word, it's gotten so stained over the years. But yeah, this was like my first ever picture. I'm using quotation marks because my first ever pictures were kind of done on the computer, but I don't have those because they got lost when Disney Create shut down. But this was my first ever like character picture that I drew on paper. And her hair was supposed to be like a ponytail, but I didn't really know how to do that, so it's like this weird swoopy thing. Let's see, once again, I feel like I will have to flip all of the art. This is a character that I kind of featured in one of my videos. I'll see if I can find it. But I kind of redrew this character and named her Peony. She was this character with really long blonde hair, and I loved drawing her a lot, but like at the time she wasn't really a character, but she kind of was a character because I really liked drawing her. And I remember being really proud of this one, mostly because I remember my aunt like complimenting me on it, and so I felt really proud. Oh my word, this picture is also super old. I should have started with this folder, I suppose. I think this is when I was playing around with the square eyeball style. And then we can kind of tell because on the other side, I do remember this was my first ever picture with this more square pointy style. And I was super proud of this one. Oh, she's kind of unique looking. I feel like I just kind of wanted to draw a sort of fairy foresty character. And so I drew this. I feel like this is around the time I got my How to Draw Manga book, but he looks really rough. Oh, I loved this one. This one was one of my favorites for so long. Once again, I really loved how the bow turned out. I feel like this was like the first bow I drew in this way. And I thought this character was just so cute. But she kind of looks like she has a Karen hairstyle. Something I do find interesting is that there are pictures like this where it's like in between my pointy style and like my more round style. So I wonder if this one was like in between the phases, because as you can see, the character doesn't have eyebrows, but like the character has eyebrows in this one. So I feel like this one came after this one, and this one is more round. But yeah, I don't really remember what order these were done in. Oh my goodness, I was redrawing scenes from Sonic X. I really loved Sonic X when I was young, and I do still really enjoy it. But I remember to try to learn, I was trying to copy scenes from the show. We had it on DVD, and so I pressed pause, and then I would try to draw the scene. I remember I was actually pretty happy with both of these. I really loved Helen. She was like my favorite character. She didn't appear very much, but I always thought she was super cute. Oh my word. Her hair looks so weird. She has like grandma hair. We're just gonna keep moving. Oh, so here I was trying to draw a rose. I feel like I was looking at one of the roses on like our dining table or something, because my mom grew roses, and so we often had roses on our table. So I feel like I was trying to draw a really shocked facial expression. It does look pretty shocked, I suppose. Oh, interesting. You can always tell when I got my How to Draw Manga books because there's just like this major style shift, and I always find it really interesting. Oh my goodness. I remember I hated this one. Once again, I was trying to draw a sad character, but it just didn't really turn out. You know what would be kind of fun is redrawing all of these girls where I drew in this style with the more round heads and the full bodies and the different outfits, and then making them like a girl group or like giving them all redesigns. I feel like that'd be kind of fun. Also, the position of where she's holding her umbrella makes no sense because like this is like her elbows right here. And so her umbrella shouldn't be right here. It should be like down here. Oh, I really liked this one. It looks really shoujo manga inspired. This was supposed to be like a walking pose, but it looks like she's just standing there. Oh my. Also, I don't know what it is about some of my old pictures, but for some reason they just kind of look like a horse to me. And this is one of them. That one's very interesting. This was a redrawing from a How to Draw Manga book. I feel like this was from the shoujo one. And I remember being really proud because I felt like I got pretty close to the one in the book. Oh my goodness, I was obsessed with this picture. I loved this picture so much, and I'm not totally sure why. I just thought she was so cute. Once again, she was kind of inspired by like the Harvest Moon, more chibi-like style, and her clothes were kind of inspired by Harvest Moon. But yeah, I really loved this one. So I feel like this one, I had drawn this one, but then I redrew it because I did not like this one. But you can definitely see the Sophie-chan inspiration in this piece. Oh my goodness, why is his head so like big on the top? He's like Jimmy Neutron. Once again, I feel like this is in like that 16 and a half, 17 era where I drew my characters' heads like super long. But like I didn't notice how long I was drawing their heads. Oh my word, I don't know how old this is. This might be like super duper old. Look at the squirrel. I feel like I was maybe like 9 when I drew this. I do find all the little details cute, like a little flower, a bird's nest, butterfly, and also a rock. Oh my goodness, how old is this? How did these get in here? I forgot the R in 4. I must have drawn this as a picture for my dad. I had to have been super little when I drew this. I do think it's cute that I drew my dad and me in matching outfits. That's pretty cute. And I wonder what we're supposed to be holding here. It's just like a purple square, but I don't know what it is. I feel like these are either balloons or lollipops. Probably balloons because I really hated lollipops as a kid. It's a whole thing. And then last but not least, we have this super exciting color swatch chart. Well, it's not the most exciting thing to end the video on, but we are all out of time for now. I do apologize that we didn't get to the 3rd folder, but I'll try to save it for a future video if I do another episode in this series of going through my old art bin. Thank you so much for joining me in looking through my old art. I hope it was as amusing for you as it was for me. It's always fun going back and looking at old art. Well, that is all for this video, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!